Welcome to another class in Module 3. This class we are going to discuss about challenging aspects and how to read them and later on to interpret them with combined situation in sky. In previous modules I already introduced as advanced taste what is bearish planets, what are bearish location and combination, but it's just the tip of the iceberg with what we can still explore. So in the last class we discussed about the 45 degrees. That is another challenging aspect because it's creating a corner, and we understand that this is happening like the first half square after the conjunction and the last half square before the closure of the circle that started in the conjunction. The conjunction is the 0 point. We are still speaking about one chart that what is happening in sky between the planets relationship. But we can also measure the current dynamic of the planets, not just between them, but also related to the natal chart of that event that we are measuring, of that moment that Bitcoin born, of that moment that the S&P founded as index, of your date of birth, of the nomination of a prime minister. And we could see what transit will aspect its natal planets. So we can look on separately on the collective consciousness, what is happening currently in the world, and to make assumption of how the general, the collective, the markets to interact in those changes. And also we can take it punctually on your own chart, on whatever chart you are choosing. Right? This is just in a disclosure to make this clear, and I will continue repeating on it because it may be a bit of confusing with the way I organized the classes in the first classes, also of the modules, to share the knowledge, the foundation. And of course, I'm expecting that all of you students came with background in astrology that want to specify it in the AstroFinance method. I'm not going to teach here the astrology with all the archetype, but how to use the astrology in AstroFinance approach. So, if we will understand what is bearish and what is challenging, when I'm saying challenging is usually bearish. We will see exceptions and examples that sometimes the challenge is just encouraging risk on and extra endeavor to put money in a risk. But most of the time, as I'm looking on punctual chart, for example, of Bitcoin chart, those aspects that are challenging creating movement down because they are challenging the natural cycle of the thing. And this is part of the nature too. They are not just challenging, these are part of the destiny. And destiny is full of challenges as well. Where even this course may be a challenge for you in order to grow to what you want to complete, right? So I'm going to show you some example just to sharpen the knife about understanding challenges and how to read where to search the aspect and how to read it. Okay, so even if you don't understand it completely and you remain with question, hold with this and connect the dots with the other classes that will come, and with previous modules also, if needed, to return on listening back to other classes that maybe now will make some sense. Do it. I'm not speaking about signs right now. I'm speaking just about reading aspects, how the planets are speaking between them. I'm ignoring the signs right now. The signs will be another layer that we will need to be artistic with it by understanding what it means, how we will take certain aspect, and maybe the planet is located in a very supportive sign. So we will know how to put the balance, maybe which planet is right now more stronger, and in this challenge what may be benefited than other. This is a challenge. This is why it takes time to contemplate on a chart, to feel, to investigate it. I'm showing you the themes, the tools, the measurement, how to look at the things to lead you to see what I'm doing. Okay, I think message done. Let's see together what I have for you. So the challenging aspects that so far we are considering are square, opposition, and semi-square. And this is the symbolism of it. We are reading it like square, opposition, and semi-square. And I put here a little legend for you just to imagine that you are seeing. Usually it will come in a table with a date, August 17th, Uranus trining Venus. Maybe it will be then September 1st, Uranus trine the MC. Then it will be September 30th, Jupiter opposing MC. And then it will be October 1st, Saturn trining Venus. So right now I don't care about the dates, but it could be organized like this. What's the main transit that we may expect? So I also drew it for you just to imagine. Imagine that it will be a homework task until you are seeing this. Now try to draw or to imagine how it's really look in the chart. So we could imagine something like this, because the MC and the AC are always in the same place. MC is in the mid-sky, right? It's like the 12th hour. So if we are saying that Uranus is trining the MC, it could be one of those options. It could be that Uranus is here and it's doing, let's draw it here, and it's doing 100, and it's doing 120 degrees, right? So just 120 I'm putting here. But maybe I imagined it wrong and I need to check in the chart, because maybe Uranus is here and is doing 120 degrees, right? But for this example, I put Uranus like this just to illustrate what we got here. Uranus trining the MC. Also, I drew Jupiter opposing the MC. So I imagine that Jupiter is below, maybe here, because it also could be an orb here that is not exact degree. And Jupiter completing a sign every 1 year and is opposing the MC. So around the time, the days, the weeks, the Jupiter is opposing the MC, this is a major message here, because Uranus opposing the MC is the square are cardinal, are very strict message. We have no doubt. I know that if I'm reading Jupiter opposing the MC, I know that Jupiter will oppose the MC. This is no other MC. With a trine, I could imagine that now Uranus is going up to come to the MC, going higher, what consider or expected to be like a positive direction to continue pushing higher, to go in the same direction you are now. And if Uranus is here, this is a falling place because here is the AC, right? Here is the AC, ascendant. So from the ascendant, we are seeing a fall, right? So if Uranus is here, hopefully I will be able to draw it. If Uranus is here and it's doing 120 degrees, it will be another message here. We still will need to start going with trust, but many things will start changing and falling. Even that is not the time to say exactly what will happen with Uranus. Uranus is a very slow moving planet, and we will need to measure it with more, but I just wanted to illustrate how we are drawing Uranus to oppose, to trine MC, and Jupiter to oppose MC. Then we also can add here two different dynamic. I wrote it twice, so mistake, or instead of mistake, I just will take here Neptune. I will take here Neptune trining Venus. We also could imagine what it will be because trine is 120 degrees, and Saturn trining Venus. When we are seeing all those aspects just in a list, and imagine that we are now reading the legend from August 12th of never mind what year. Here it will be August 23. Here it will be August 30th. And here it will be September 4th. Okay, so we are seeing a period of between August, 1 month almost, of those transits. We should guess what is happening. Imagine that this is a general aspect that are happening in sky right now. And no, I cannot tell you this is happening in sky because I'm speaking about MC. And when it's happening in sky, I cannot tell you about the MC because the MC is changing every moment as the wheel of fortune is moving. The MC is of Bitcoin, for example. Okay, so we are seeing that right now Saturn in sky is trining the Venus of Bitcoin. And let's put here Bitcoin, and here are the transit, okay? Transits. So now, just for the sake of example, Saturn in sky is trining the Venus of Bitcoin. This is August 12th. And Uranus in sky is trining the MC of Bitcoin. And Jupiter in sky is opposing the MC of Bitcoin. And Neptune in sky is right now in September 4th exact, will trine Venus. We are seeing those aspects. We may get, even without understanding which sign, what else is happening when reading more data. What is happening right now? Is it bullish or this is bearish? First of all, we are seeing three supporting the trine are positive aspects, right? Trine and trine. Here we are seeing a challenge. Jupiter is in the bottom of the chart and from here ready to move higher. So I would assume that we are very much ready or around those dates already saw a peak, and from here it will start a drop or the opposite, that we were so far already finished a drop, finished a sort of a bottom, also illustrated by Jupiter in the bottom of the chart, looking on the MC of Bitcoin. And from here, we will have a reason to start climbing higher. Now, we can also assume this until this date, right? This is like a daily sort of illustration for now. If I would take here November 4th, maybe I could still draw what it means until November 4th. Okay? You don't need to understand all of this now. I just want to drop here little bumps also to illustrate the topic of today, that is about challenging aspects. Because here I prepared a list of challenging aspects. And let's imagine that the dates are the same for here. Just to make sure you see this correctly. Here we go. So imagine that, and again, this is, I just want to copy more thing, this and this. This is Bitcoin, and this is the transit, and we are looking on those transits. Okay, so Saturn now is doing 45 degrees aspect on Jupiter of Bitcoin, and Venus does opposition to the MC, and Uranus is doing 45 degrees to Neptune of Bitcoin. And Saturn right now in sky is opposing the AC of Bitcoin. So this is for sure. If it's opposition, we know for sure how to draw it. Saturn should be here, opposing the AC of Bitcoin. This is like the inner circle should be the chart that we are measuring, and the outer circle, as we are usually seeing in Astro Gold, for example, we take Bitcoin. And on the second chart we add the transits. Okay, but yeah, here you don't see all the planets that we can show them together, and here we're seeing the relationship between them. Okay, so if we should imagine and to draw what is happening, we will say that Saturn is opposing the AC, and we could also check it in the Astro Gold what's happening. This is not the exact date, but I just invented. And we also saw that Saturn is 45 degrees from Jupiter. So if Jupiter is here and Saturn is here opposing the ascendant, we will imagine 45 degrees from Saturn in the sky to Jupiter of Bitcoin. And we also imagine, as we see Uranus in sky, doing 45 degrees of Neptune. Indeed, I should draw Neptune inside of the circle. So imagine that Uranus in sky is doing 45 degrees with Neptune. So generally speaking, without understanding nothing more than looking intuitively, because I want you to develop intuition here. This is not exact science. This is something that we should feel. I just want to show you the movement and the aspects. And I'm telling you that this is a challenging position. Saturn that is heavy, that is giving breaks and doing 45 degrees on Jupiter of Bitcoin, considered to be very challenging, very something that can create news like corruption, like blocking accounts, like blocking exchanges in the case of Bitcoin, right? And to lead for drop. And when Venus is opposing the MC, that we could draw it here, Venus opposing the MC, right? So she may create, because Venus, she's fast moving planet, but still it's like something is in the bottom. Venus is in the bottom, looking on the top. We are feeling here frustrated. This is a challenging period that maybe we are expecting things to go higher and it's not going higher. Or if we were, before the transit that happened to this location, if we are already very high, maybe this one what will break it down. And Uranus doing 45 degrees, which is semi-square, to Neptune, without understanding even the interpretation by the literal astrology, we may assume that something here is challenged and creating a lot of fear. And with Saturn opposing the AC, we discussed it already in Module 2, I think. This is something that is creating a side move. We want to move higher, but is like not moving higher. This is so much heaviness and structure. So this is the challenge that I want you to imagine, even just without looking in the chart. Just looking on those aspects that are happening in such a frame of time will allow you to understand what is actually happening. And then we will have doubts, and when we will go deeper to check the signs, to check what is happening in the environment, what is about to close, and we could do a deeper analysis. But as a general look, it's giving us a sign, indicators, a legend that is much easier to look using the program of Astro Gold or Solar Fire to understand, to hack the chart. Because our eyes, when we are looking only on chart like this or chart like this, and we are seeing okay, we are going here, we cannot just search for a moment that, for example, let me just cancel this. For example, one specific planet enters to a specific house. That's what most basic astrologers will do. Jupiter entered to my second house. The sun is exactly on Neptune. Those are more aspects that we want to consider, and how you could see by your eyes without now breaking your brain with deep calculation. Sun 25 degrees, maybe it does now 45 degrees with the sun. No, it's less. How, you are going to dynamics, and we will see how we see dynamics, and we will be able to understand more of the story, the power, the dynamic of the energies to guide us forward. Hopefully this class was understood. It's just another block, another brick in the building that we are building here. From Model 3, I consider us to be advanced, but there are still more things to learn. And of course, investigation is on your account. You need to investigate, and always, I'm saying, for people that following my AstroFinance method on the weekly reports, etc., do your research. And it's not financial advice. This is an astrological perspective, adding on other things that each one to choose using. In the next class, I would like to show you important asteroid that I haven't introduced so far. Maybe I just mentioned it in Module 1, and is about Chiron, and I would like to expand a bit more about it and related to market reading and consideration. See you next, and always research and try on different things, the phenomenon. Observe. This is the first condition. Your eyes and intuition should be very much in practice. See you.